Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani, and today is finally time for the all new and improved M&M'S TBR for January. If you have no idea what the M&M'S TBR is, I'm going to leave the playlist in the description so you can check that out. But basically I use M&M's to pick prompts to pick books to read every month. So the first M&M that I pick is going to be the color on the top, the second M&M is going to be the color on the left, and whatever I get is a prompt that I have to fulfill that month. I usually pick 5 prompts, and that's what I'm going to do this month as well. Before anything, I just want to say that I'm using my new camera to film this, and it's the first time that I use it, and I've been testing it for 2 hours. I have no idea if it's in focus, if the audio is okay, because my microphone didn't work, but we're going to go with it, and I'm going to learn as we go, and hopefully by the end of the year, in December, you're going to have a much better, a much improved quality of video for the M&M'S TBR. So what changed for 2021 in my M&M'S TBR? I mentioned a lot that I wanted to create a new board, and with my advent calendar videos, if you haven't watched that yet, I'm gonna link there in the script, in the cards for you to check that out. I mentioned a lot that I wanted to do different things for my M&M'S TBR, and here's what changed specifically for 2021. First of all, I have a new board. It's much bigger than the one that I had before, so the way that it fits in the video is going to be different. And I also put it in a tripod, which is kind of flimsy, so I will see how it's going to hold. But I think it's going to be much better than having it on the wall, because I had to be on the corner of the wall and it was not as comfortable. But talking about prompts, I didn't change a lot of the prompts. I added maybe a few, I took some out, but not a lot. But what I did, I don't know if you can see in the video, but when I take the prompt out and show it to you, it's going to be more clear, but quite a few of them have red and green lines on the side, and those are the prompts related to the advent calendar. So this year I really do want to prioritize the books that were suggested to me and the prompts that were suggested to me as well in the advent calendar. So they are all here. So all the prompts are here. For example, book with mixed reviews, a book with a number in the title. They're all here. And also some prompts that are related directly to the advent calendar. So for example, this one that says just book and has the red and green lines on the side, it means that I can pick a book that was suggested to me in those videos. There's also one that says prompt. Where is it? Prompt, right here. And if that comes up, I can pick any prompt that was suggested to me on that video. So another rule for that is that if I can put another book, for example, if I get a family pick and someone in my family picks a book that also fits the gifted prompt, I can use that book, of course. I want to fulfill those prompts as much as I can. So I can combine prompts if it's from the advent calendar. So for example, if I get family pick and it's also a gifted book, then I can take this prompt out as well. The prompts from the advent calendar will just stay on the board if I have not completed them yet. And I'm just going to remove them as I read the book, not as I pick the book. So if my family picks a book that's gifted, I'm going to take the family pick out of the board like I usually do. And on the next month I say, oh, I actually did read this book, so I can take the gifted prompt out as well. All the other prompts are not combinable. They're not getting out of the board unless I actually pick them on the M&Ms. And one other thing that I changed, not too much, but if I don't complete the 5 books that I picked from the M&Ms, last year I was doing, well, this year, as I'm filming it, 2020, I was doing punishment. So I would put a bad prompt on the board starting that next month. But this time, I'm not calling them punishments. I don't want to think of them as punishment, and I don't want to say that I'm punishing myself for not reading a book that I didn't read for whatever reason during that month. So I'm calling them challenges. So I have different prompts. I put the challenge prompts here. So they are prompts that are more challenging to me, not necessarily a punishment. So for example, big book is here, low rating is here. They're all books that I would normally read already. They are in my shelf, I want to read them, but they are challenges to me because they're not something that I potentially would normally already pick up, if that makes sense. If I don't read any books on that month, you will see some of the options that are in here. If you have any more challenging prompts for me, just let me know and I would love to add them here because I don't have a lot, quite honestly. One other example of a challenge that I put here is a book in French. I am learning French. I want to read books in French but it's very intimidating to me. I'm very like basic French, so it would definitely be a challenge. So this is the type of things that are in here. I also have quite a few more of the book prompts for the advent calendar, so I'm going to mix this. Can you focus? I'm going to mix this and the normal prompts that I already have that would go on the board, so I would have more chances to pick specifically a book for the advent calendar. All of the prompts for the New Year's are in this super cute pouch, like Hobbit inspired, from Alcray Jr. And I didn't put them in the other one as like I was doing last year because the papers are larger, so I can't fit this many. I have a lot of prompts. So I'm going to put the book prompts together with this, shuffle a little bit, and then during the months I'll just pick something from this bag. So let's see how I did in December. In December, the M&Ms picked this 5 books for me, and I almost read them all. I'm in the middle of Hero of Ages, and today is the 28th, I think. So maybe even if I don't finish it, I'm like quite a way through it, so I'm counting it as read. I'm going to finish it very soon. And I read all the others, so very proud of myself because I haven't finished any single book until December 20th. And I read everything pretty much since then. So really good, I finished everything. I wouldn't add a challenge prompt this month anyway because I started the whole board brand new, but still, I finished it, all the books. And now before we start picking the M&Ms, I'm going to insert a quick video of how these prompts were the ones selected to be on the board. Like I said, I put all the advent prompts and some extra ones here on purpose, but then all the other ones were shuffled and randomized and put here. But you will see that in the video. So I've been dying to do this for a while. These M&Ms are sitting on my fridge for a while, and let's start. So let's do this. We have a brand new bag. Let's see if we have a lot of blues. We don't have a lot of blues in this one. Interesting. Okay, the first M&M for the first book of the year 2021 is blue. Of course it had to be blue, right? We know that it had to be blue. I really hope this video is in focus. Like, I can't really tell. I don't know if the lighting is good. It's really stressful starting with the new camera, but I'm going to get better at it. The second M&M for the first book is brown. I swear I didn't plan this. One of my goals for 2021 is to not buy books that are not new releases. So like, I'm just going to buy new releases or books that I'm going to read specifically that month. So this goes totally against my goals. It's not even focusing. Come on, camera, help me. You can see it. But this is what I have to do. And I have an idea actually. So I bought already, I'm going to do a huge book haul, but spoiler alert, I already bought pretty much all the advent calendar books, which I shouldn't have because then I could use that, but I will, because there is one of the advent calendar books that I have not bought yet, so I can buy it for this prompt. Let me check if Amazon has it, because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I didn't check Amazon yet. I could just find it on Book Depository, and it will take forever to get here, so let me check. And now I can use my phone to do that. So I'm filming with the camera, not with my phone. This is the future. Okay, this probably actually won't work because the book is coming from the United Kingdom, so probably Book Depository is selling on Amazon. And it might take forever to get here. Are there any new releases in January that I really want? Why did I buy all the books from the advent calendar? I want to find a book to pre-order that it's coming out in January. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so there is one book that I'm getting anyway because it's the How Creative book, and I really want to read it, and technically they're going to charge me in January, so I'm buying it. It's a new book that I'm buying, even if it's a subscription already, but I don't want to add any extra books, really. Like, of course, there are lots of books that I want to buy that I want to read, but I don't know, I don't feel like right now, like buying a new random book that was not already in my plans to read. So what I'm doing is that I'm going to read the Create book for January. Hopefully it won't take too long to arrive, but I think it's going to arrive in January, and that's the one that I'm going to read for this prompt. It is a book that I bought in January. It is a January release also, so I'm very excited. If you also get How Create and you don't want to be spoiled by what the book is, just skip to the timestamp that I'm going to put on the screen. But if you want to know which book it is, it's going to be Lore by Alexandra Bracken, at least pretty much sure by the hints that they give. And I'm very excited. It's about Greek myths, about Greek gods in our world, and I think they were forced to live as mortals, but then chaos happens. I'm really into Greek gods lately since I read Greek myths by M&Ms, and also I've been playing Mortals Phoenix Rising, which is such a fun game. If you like RPGs that are just like fun and lighthearted, and okay, we're here to recommend books, not games, but I do recommend Immortals Phoenix Rising. And yeah, so that I'm really in the mood to read about Greek gods, and I'm very excited for it, so that's the first book in my TBR. Let's replace the prompt. I'm going to pick something in the middle. High rating. Awesome. So if this comes up, if the camera decides to focus, you can see it. I'll figure out how to make the camera focus better. I promise. So if this comes up, I'll go on Goodreads, look at my own TBR, and pick one of the highest rated books in the list. Okay, time for the second book. The first M&M for the second book is yellow. Can you see it? There. The second M&M for the second book is orange. And we got a prompt from the Advent calendar, which I'm so excited for. So if I hide behind the thing, then it won't try to find my face, and then you can read it. So the prompt that we got was sci-fi pre-1950s, which was a prompt that Pauline from Dancing Lawn said. I'm gonna link her channel down in the description. And I'm gonna go back to that video and see all the recommendations that people gave to me. I think there is at least one that I have, so that would be good. So let's check. Okay, so a lot of people recommended The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, or just H.G. Wells in general, which I do really want to read, but again, I didn't want to buy new books. So I could just get it from the library, but I prefer physical books, honestly, because I get the ebook from the library. And yeah. So okay, I guess that's going to be the thing that I will have to do, which is to read Try Again, Give a Second Chance to Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. That was another one that people recommended a lot, which is a horror story kind of, but it is a sci-fi. Let's see when it was written. Let me find it. Here it is. It is a very short book, although the margins are very short as well. But let's see if the marker is here. No, I took the bookmark off, so I don't know how far I got into it, but I read a bunch of it and I wasn't enjoying it, so I put it down. But I do want to finish it. It is a book that is on my list of just like classics that I want to read, so I'm excited to get to it. And it was published well, this one was published in 2019, but that's not right. It doesn't have the original publication date? This is weird. Okay, it says here in the introduction that she started Frankenstein in 1816 in response to a challenge, and that means it is pre-1950. And also, one thing that I mentioned in that video when I talked about this prompt is that I would really love to read a book written by a woman and not just like an old white man that wrote sci-fi before 1950s. So I'm very excited to read it, although I'm a little bit intimidated, but it's short, so it's going to be fine, and this is going on the TBR. Let's replace the prompt. Sci-fi. So if this comes up, very easy, very broad and general, which I love, I'll just pick a sci-fi to read. There is a few, I think, sci-fis from the advent calendar that would fit, so it's perfect. Okay, the first M&M for the third book is brown. The second M&M for the third book is brown again. And we got another of the advent calendar prompts, which I'm so happy. I think it was a good idea to put them in the board like this, so it makes there's a high probability that I can fit books in them, because I can fit them in the other prompts, but also I can fit them in the exact prompt that they are, if that makes any sense. But the one that I got was Colorful Spine. I summarized the prompt here, but it was basically a book that has more than 2 colors in the spine, or more than 1 color in the spine. My cat brought a toy because she wants to play. Okay, Colorful Spine. I should pick books from the prompt, from the advent calendar, right? That would make a lot of sense. Okay, so I just learned that my camera cuts the video when we reach 30 minutes of it, so that's going to be fun when I forget about it while filming other videos. Okay, so this is the book that I picked for Colorful Spine. The spine is really pretty. I have to hide the book. And it is House Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. And I've received it in Alcrate Jr. for November, I believe. And it's a book that I've been really curious to read for a long time. So I did not pick a book from the advent calendar, which I should. But this is a middle grade, and it is not very long, and it's just the perfect colorful spine that we could ever hope for. So I'm adding this one to the TBR. So let's replace the prompt. Of or the, which means that I have to pick a book that has one of these 2 words in the title. Okay, so the first M&M for the 4th book is red. The second M&M for the 4th book is brown again. Okay, so we got friend pick. Last time I got this, I asked Kelsey to pick a book for me. This time I'm actually going to ask a friend from college. She doesn't have a booktube or anything, but she does read a lot, and she reads a lot of things that I also enjoy. So I'm going to text her and see what she would pick for me. Okay, so I sent her a message. I sent her my own TBR, but I said that she could pick any book in the world, and we'll see what she's going to come up with. She's looking at it, she's thinking about it, and we'll just wait. And if she answers by the end of this video, I'll let you know. If not, I'll just put a picture of whatever book she said here. While we wait, let's change the prompt for the last time. Recent purchase. Which would honestly be perfect, because like I said, I bought all of the advent calendar books, so this would be very nice. Okay, so the first M&M for the last book of January is brown again. Is brown the new blue for 2021? We'll see. And the second and last M&M of this video, the second M&M for the 5th book is green. Okay, we got another prompt from the advent calendar, so we're knocking 3 of them already out in January, which is amazing. And that is to reread a book from 5 years ago. So reread a book that I enjoyed 5 years ago and just read it again. In that video I mentioned that I wasn't reading a lot and I didn't really remember what I read, and I was doing I don't even know what in my computer the other day, and I found a reading challenge from 2015, which is exactly 5 years ago as of 2020, and it is a reading challenge that I was trying to complete in that year, and I read maybe 4 or 5 books of the 50, I don't know, and I took a note of those because those were books that I read at least in 2015 here, and I could totally read them again. So the first one would be Mockingjay, which is the third one of the Hunger Games. I'm not rereading the third book in the trilogy. The second one is The Martian, which would be very interesting to reread, and I would really love to get the audiobook for that. So it would be a really cool plan to do. Then we have Ender's Game, which I didn't love, I don't think, and I never continued with the series. So I don't think that's going to be the one. And we have The Little Prince, because I think I just read The Little Prince because I can read that in one sitting, and it was already a reread for me then, and I don't feel I could read The Little Prince now in French. That would be interesting because it was originally written in French, but again, not sure if that's what I'm in the mood for. Then we have Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. It's a very weird, very weird story, but I don't know if I want to read that either. Then we have The Supernatural Enhancements by Edgar Cantero, which was a very surprising read for me at that time. I don't have it with me. It's in my mom's house in Brazil, so I'm not going to buy it again. I don't think the audiobook would be as good, so probably won't read that, but if I had it, it would be one that I would consider because it was a lot of fun. And last but not least, we have Fables, the graphic novel, which would be super fun to reread. Let me see if I can find that on Hoopla, because if I can get it from my library, I might reread the graphic novel. That would be really fun. If not, I will listen to the audiobook of The Martian. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I really love The Martian. Okay, so Fables is in Hoopla. I can find it here, and I think I'm gonna go with it because I never continued the series and I really wanted to, so it would be really cool. Gonna borrow it already. And okay, that's it for all the books. My friend still didn't answer about which book she wants me to read, but otherwise, I have those 2 books. I have the one from Alcrate, which I'm getting in January. I have Fables, the graphic novel, and whatever she picks. So we've knocked 3 of the advent calendar prompts. None of the advent calendar books, unless she picks one, but it's okay. Though all these books are really short, like those 2 books are really short, Fables is really short, so I could still fit a book from the advent calendar in my reading, so I'm not too worried. And also I have to finish The Hero of Ages, so that it's really nice that I don't have a lot of other large books to read in January. I'm very excited. As you might know, if you've watched my M&M'S TBRs before, that prompt is going to be replaced just next month, so you should subscribe to see what that prompt is going to be and how I did this month and what the M&Ms are going to pick for February and for the whole rest of the year. So I'm going to put here all the books that I'm going to read this month, except the Alcrate, because if you don't want to know which book comes in Alcrate in January, I'm not going to spoil it for you right now. So this 4 books and the Alcrate book. And I'm very excited. So remember to subscribe to my channel and to like this video. And thank you so much for joining me.